Schnelles E.
24
about poop, and in German it's called Kacke-Alarm, which means shit alarm. Look at this little guy.
Wow, we're having so much fun. Yeah! Yeah!
Yeah, with that smiling shit jumping
Equally fun!
when the shit you just took jumps at you from the toilet.
This is disgusting. And I don't know if this gives the right message, but okay.
Hello Voiders, and welcome to a fresh edition of I Hate Sundays, this time actually starting on a Sunday. The thing is, we got some shit going on. We're going to be recording a song today. Since the Room actors, where are they now, are recording the last 2 episodes of the show over this weekend, we also wanted to contribute some more fun to this whole entire thing. So, me and Steve, we wrote a song about Tommy's vampire habits. You know, Tommy's obsessed with being a vampire. And I kind of think this is like my last tribute to The Room. The thing is, if it wasn't for The Room, I probably would have never started this channel. It kind of gave me an inspiration to do that. And if it wasn't for The Room, I probably would have never got in contact with Robin Paris, who made The Room actors. Where are they now? And if I hadn't got involved in that, I would have never flown to LA. And if I hadn't flown to LA, I would have never moved to LA. So pretty much The Room is responsible for me living in LA, having this channel, and all this shit. So we were thinking recording this and doing one last tribute to The Room is a fair thing to do. This is seriously my last hurrah. We're also going to record a video to this song. So when we're done with that, I will officially be done with The Room forever. Shut the fuck up. Okay, I'm going to go to the Steve's now. How to tell that you're at Steve's house. It says fuck on it. Look at Steve, how concentrated he is. Steve is concentrating really hard.
Fucking concentrated.
Fucking constipated. Adjusting the microphone, the microphone.
The sound booth.
Yeah. So the first verse of the track. Oh, Steve is vanishing. So the first verse of the track, I made it be a very heavy homage to The Room. You're going to recognize a lot of lines. And in the second verse, there was a time in my life I had a lot to do with Tommy. Like back in the days when we were in London and shit. And I pretty much made a verse of shit that Tommy just usually says. And it's actually almost word for word the stuff he says. So the lyrics are practically really written by Tommy. He just doesn't know it yet. I'm a vampire and you're not. You're not. You're not. I'm a vampire and you're not. You're not. You're not. I'm not dead. It's not true. It's bullshit. I am not dead. I am not. I'm a vampire. I'm so happy to have you as my best friend. And I love being a vampire so much.
Mein Soundlogo.
I'm the son of the Moselek. The Jesus of the Bahnhofsviertel. Look, guys, Fabi drew something. It's the sad dad! Days, olden days, look at me.
Just once.
I'm wearing a Hanson shirt.
Best shirt.
Yeah.
Yes, it's totally awesome to be a vampire. We have so much fun together.
He sounds so fucking excited. Okay, guys, we got pretty far with the track. I think it's basically done. Let me show you the chorus.
I'm a vampire and you're not. You're not. You're not. I'm a vampire and you're not. You're not. You're not. I'm a vampire and you're not. You're not. You're not. I'm a vampire and you're not. You're not. You're not. You're not. You're not. You're not. You're not.
Yeah, that's it. So, the night is still young. I think we're gonna go home, review the craft like I promised you we'd do, and then we will throw the obligatory party. I mean, it's locked down here, and we're still being careful, keeping it under 10 people. But let's get everybody, let's get Sam involved, let's get Vanessa involved, let's get Steve involved, let's get all our good friends involved. Let's do it.
It's a witch hunt and it's a disgrace.
Oh, Blumhouse, here we go again. So let's talk the craft legacy. Well, I was expecting this to be much, much worse. Like, a lot worse. This was actually watchable. I'm not saying it's good. It's not particularly good at all, but it's watchable. You can sit through this. It was actually okay. Barely. Ugh. Kind of had to fight through this one a little bit. So, like, you know, the original craft was kind of a landmark of its own. It was pretty much like a landmark of its era. It was right up there with the Buffy TV show, with Charmed, and shows like that, like teen witches, young witches that are young adults. It was really like a statement for itself. And 24 years later, we're getting the sequel. And what I like is that they are not really trying to be just like the original version, that they actually went for the sequel and not for the reboot. But still, this is pretty much the same plot that we had before. And, oh, I forgot to tell you who this is directed and by and who's starring in it. Yeah, it's directed by Zoe Lister-Jones, who also wrote it, and it stars Callie Spaney and David Duchovny. And while we're fucking talking about it, it was really nice to see David Duchovny in something again. Like, I haven't seen David Duchovny since the last season of The X-Files, and seeing his face was really refreshing. And, this is like, as I mentioned before, the same plot as in the original The Craft. A young girl called Lily moves into a new city with her mom, who is together with this new dude, who is David Duchovny. He plays her stepdad. They kind of have a bitter relationship with each other. It's not really too cool. And Lily meets these three chicks who are all witches, and they get together, and then they sort of like do all this witchcrafty shit. And it's not really as witchcrafty as it is kind of like as if they have superpowers or something. Like they make like flames go out of their hands and shit like this. It's sort of ridiculous. So like it's kind of more you're not really feeling the witchcraft here. It's more like they have like these powers, and that is what bothered me very much here. However, you do gotta hand it to Kaylee Speeney, who does a fabulous job acting, even though she's not given that much to work with, but it's alright. There's a lot of focus on her character. Her character's a bit too generic, in my opinion, if you ask me, but like, what the fuck are you expecting from a fucking Blumhouse movie? I mean, come on. It's generic horror over generic horror over generic horror. That's what this company is known for. However, like the other three chicks, there's absolutely nothing. I can't tell you anything about these three chicks because there's absolutely no focus on them. Like, they're so interchangeable. I mean, if they would have exchanged one of these three chicks with Slimer from the real Ghostbusters, you probably wouldn't even notice. Okay, Slimer's fucking cute and adorable. You'd fucking notice that. But you know what I mean? Like, you could replace her with anybody. It would still be the exact same movie. Ugh, why am I getting so worked up over this? This was actually not even that bad, but what else really bothered me, like, even though I love David Duchovny as an actor, and he did a great performance here playing the evil stepdad, I really don't think David Duchovny fits in, like, a villainous role. He's just not the type. He just has a too friendly face. And when David Duchovny is kind of being evil in any way, it's not really believable. It's like, almost feels like in that South Park episode, or that Christmas South Park episode. You know, the ones with the Hail Satan ones?
What special time and special day, it's Woodland Critter Christmas. Hail Satan.
Yeah. That's how David Duchovny in this movie feels like. David Duchovny just can't be evil. But generally, I did like the relationship the chicks had, even though it was kind of like they were generic. The bond, the friendship between the girls, it seemed genuine. I like that. I like that a lot. And what else I gotta criticize here a bit is the CGI. I mean, come on. Did they like run out of the budget? Because the CGI here was especially bad. Like, it was so bad. It was laughably bad. I laughed a couple of times how bad the CGI was. But generally, like, all in all, this is an okay watch. It's nothing memorable. You'll probably forget it like 5 minutes after you've seen it. Totally. But still, I wouldn't, like, shit on this movie at all. It's actually completely passable. But don't expect too much. Maybe I just found it okay because I was expecting a disaster, but that's just me. So I'm going to go give The Craft a 5 out of 10.
Be careful. A lot of weirdos out here.
We are the weirdos, mister.
Okay, guys, time to party! And we started the party, that started the party. Look at this shit mess has got.
Danke, Baby. Wo sind meine Guacamole?
Vlogging for the Sunday.
Hallo.
Sofort. Erst probieren es doch. Hast du da das Team? Ja. Also, schickt es eher noch nach irgendwelchen Schönen oder nach irgendwelchen Blauen. So, so Aufwand, wenn es einzelne Wörter rauszuhören.
We're feeling very gangsta. Show me your gangsta poses. So gangsta. Guys, this party is slowly getting out of hand. I'm gonna sign off for the night. Bye-bye. I don't know what we're doing next week. Maybe we'll see some kitties, maybe we'll throw another party. We might be recording some Hollywood Apocalypse shit, so anything can happen. And I'm going to definitely review The Witches next week, for sure, promise. Go to drugs, go to school, cause it's cool to be a lawyer or a doctor. Don't give a fuck about your life, fuck it up, yeah. Twice the potential every day, that's how I
don't see me. I don't give a fuck living life. That's how we be.